Do a kickflip. Ooh. Nailed it. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. I think you read the title of the video. Okay, good. Let's just get started. No intro.
Crush your enemies. See them driven before you. And hear the lamentation of the women.
All of these are linked in the description. That is down there. Down there. Let's start off with this. Gentleman Society Ombre. Yay. Good job, Gentleman fragrance line. This one's pretty good. They did just come out with the new Gentleman Society Sport, which as of this video, as of when I'm filming this, I don't have yet, but I have ordered. I think it's 130 bones. And that one I'm not overly enthused about. Again, haven't smelled it, could be good, because usually fragrances that just tack sport on the end kind of suck. There are some exceptions to the rule, but you know, if you go through all sport flankers, a lot of them are just, who cares?
This is hard. I am in a pickle.
But maybe this one will be good. Knock on fake wood, Craig the table. So Gentleman Society Ombre, back to reality. This one right here is, as I said, pretty good. It does have amber, hence the name. So it's got vanilla in here, it's got Peru balsam, it has tobacco, it has iris, it has narcissus or daffodil. Narcissus sounds way fancier, so we'll just roll with that. Also has woody notes, nutmeg, clary sage. The fragrance itself, of course, in typical gentleman fashion, is classy. It smells amazing during fall and winter time, really good stuff. I think that this is the best Gentleman Society so far. Again, having not smelled the new Sport. And I would put this one up with the better ones in the Gentleman line overall. So we're talking your Reserve Privé, your Eau de Toilette Intense, your Boisé, your Eau de Parfum, basically just all the gentleman fragrances that came before Society. Put this right up there with those. Now, as I said, it's classy, lean sophisticated, so it's also gonna lean a little bit older in terms of age. I'm not talking like crazy old, but you'd probably want to be at least mid-20s and up before rolling with this one. Definitely if you're gonna blind buy it, which I suggest not blind buying if you can help it. You know, roll into a local store, check it out, see how it is. If you have no local store near you, I guess at that point, heck with it. That's the best way to live your life. Is there a local store nearby? If not, heck with it. It's really good advice. Anybody ever seen A Pumping Iron? Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he's like talking about Franco Colombo. I give him the wrong advices. Oh, Arnold, how could you? Stronger with You, Powerfully is up next. So obviously the newest one in the SWY lineup. And this one is very needed. Very needed, because Stronger with You basically is known as a fragrance for babies. It's known to be weak, pathetic, emaciated even. And this is sarcasm. And Emporio Armani, they realized that and they were like, we gotta inject it with steroids so that it looks like it has a tiny little head and big, huge shoulders. You know, just make it look manly. And that's what they did. Good job, powerfully. That is what they said. Well, they didn't say that, but they did say in the marketing for this stuff, they were like, oh yeah, it's the strongest one yet. You know, it lasts 24 hours or something like that. That is the longevity brain rot that we find ourselves in nowadays. And I'm not saying that strong fragrances are inherently bad. They aren't, but everything has gotten brain rot to the point that people are like, oh, that fresh fragrance over there doesn't last 16 hours. It's trash. No, dog, there can be some nuance here. Like, it's okay. Sometimes you want stuff that's not gonna make everybody around you suddenly go bald, because it's just like, you know, being in the middle of Chernobyl because you have sprayed on your 24-hour power fragrance. Oh yeah. But I like some strong unhinged stuff too from time to time. So I mean, you know, it's all good. So Stronger with You Powerfully, what's the deal with this bad boy? Well, they introduced cherry to the fold. It has cherry off the top, which is really the big differentiator between this one and the other Stronger With You fragrances. The only real drawback is the cherry is not as prominent as I would have liked, but it still smells great. So don't worry, if you're a fan of the line, you should really enjoy this one also. It is very strong. It's gonna last a long time. It's gonna project like a monster. Has chestnut in here, of course, along with the other fragrances in the line. It's got vanilla, a touch of mandarin orange off the top as well. And even though it does have that overlap with some of the other fragrances in the line, this is one of the best. I would say my favorite is probably still Absolutely, but this one is It's right there close to it. And if you want just kind of the most unhinged one, be that one. I'm gonna do a giveaway a little bit later in the video, but for now, let's talk about Composer. So this is by Esquire by Michael Malul. So it's by the magazine, but not really. It's actually by Michael Malul, but you know. So this one has kind of an interesting note breakdown. It has pomegranate off the top, really good atomizer there. Also has tobacco, and then vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, and red currant, some of the other notes in the fragrance. And it smells kind of like similar to Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense. Not the exact same as that one. This one is a little bit fizzier, brighter, more of like a fresher leaning take, but it does have some similarities, especially with the way that vanilla comes across in here. It's a great blend of fresh and spicy at the same time, a little bit fresh and sweet. Performance is not crazy mode. It's more like a moderate mode, which I just kind of harped on that a little bit. But yeah, it's not insane. It is moderate. Let's spray it again. And that sweetness actually comes across very nicely the more that this dries down. Like I said in the opening, it's got more of a fresh kind of pop to it, a little zing, a little brightness, a little lift to it. But even though it has that, you know, that sweetness as it dries, I think realistically you can use this year round. A lot of people are gonna kind of pigeonhole it as like, oh, fall, winter time, but I think really fall, winter, spring, even summer, more in the evenings during the summer. And during winter, if you want, you can go heavy, blast it on. Who cares? Not me. Even though I just complained and whined like a little baby getting my diaper changed. Well, some people wear fragrances too strong. This next one is kind of a pain in the butt, mainly because you have to spend a good amount of money for it. So it is this Carolina Herrera's Mystery Tobacco, but it's totally worth it because the bottle has a magnetic cap. It's actually kind of a heavy magnetic cap, so doubly worth it. Oh, you hear that? That's a satisfying snap. Ooh, I like it. So Mystery Tobacco, this one I bought years ago from Fragrance Buy, actually. It is typically not readily available for a great discount from discounters. At the time, I felt like I got a pretty good deal on it. Nice atomizer. Ooh. So I'm looking it up on my phone, which is on Craig Jr., the smaller desk that you never see. And looks like FragranceNet has it for like $2.90, something like that. Still, it's not a really good deal. I guess that's dependent on what a good deal is to you, so yeah. All right, note-wise, Mystery Tobacco does have tobacco, yes. Also patchouli, gaiac wood, and tonka, bit of osmanthus as well. Gets compared to Carlisle by PDM and also Red Tobacco by Mancera. Performance is solid on this one, lasts a long time, projects well. Fall, winter time, more of an evening scent, but I wear it, you know, whenever I can because it's really, really, really good. I will say, Mancera Red Tobacco, mad cheap. Compared to this, you can probably get 3 bottles of Red Tobacco for the price of one of these. And Red Tobacco also is pretty gnarly. You know, it's gonna get you noticed. The opening of Red Tobacco is way more aggressive than the opening of this. This one is much smoother overall. It smells, you know, a little higher end. Red Tobacco is a little more outgoing, for better or worse. It's definitely trying harder to put itself out there. And in the dry down, Red Tobacco rips. Like the dry down of Red Tobacco smells friggin' awesome. It's just that opening, a lot of people really can't mess with. They just really don't like it. It's like an overload of a bunch of different things going on at once. Spicy, a little bit funky, sweet, aggressive. I wouldn't say animalic, but like I said, it's got a tone to it where it's very in your face. All that is just to say, if you want something similar to this, but cheaper, and you want to keep it in the niche realm, Mancera Red Tobacco is the way to go. It kind of actually falls in between Red Tobacco and Carlisle, this one. Like there's bits from each in here. Absolutely love this stuff. There are some clone fragrances you can get for this that are obviously gonna be a ton cheaper. So for example, this one right here, Tobacco Myth by Fragrance World, which, yep. It is fairly similar looking, you could say, like just a little bit. And then there is Exclusive Tobacco. This is Maison Alhambra. So those two you can get for pretty low price. They'll get you close to this. Got a nice color scheme going over here. All right, buddies, before the next one, you know the drill. These are also in the description in every friggin' video. Codes, there they are. Fantastic, great. The JOMASHOP ones only work within the app. All the other ones like Beauty House, Gift Express, the Perfume Box, Fragflex, use those Mama Jammas like normal. All right, check this out. It's a Vulcan Sable, and I'm also gonna give away a bottle of that. This is like the black sheep of the Vulcan line. Star Trek, that's what this is named after. Spock. Everybody knows Vulcan Fur, right? The little teal colored one. Everybody knows that. And then they had Black Friday edition, but this one is just kind of like, I want to be cool too. Well, you're not, so, you know, nobody would care if you went missing. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm just playing, it's okay. So this one is a dupe of Sand Dance. That's what it smells similar to. It is a little more of a particular fragrance. It's got booze in there, so you get that warm whiskey note off the top. Alongside it, a little hint, a little touch of citrus. Tonka, cashmere, and vanilla resins, some of the other notes that are gonna be kicking through this scent here. So you're gonna pick up a little bit of that cashmere as it dries down. It's just kind of like a general fuzziness that you pick up kind of underneath the other notes. It becomes ambery as well as it dries down because of all those resins and the vanilla and everything kind of working together. And that's really gonna be the main focal point of the fragrance for most people. But it's also gonna have this touch of like almost smoke, you know. That can turn some people off. So it is gonna have a little more of, like I said, a particular person that's gonna wanna rock with it, but it is really nice in terms of quality, better than most people would expect considering it gets talked about approximately none. None. Let's go with another Roid Head fragrance, the One Parfum. I love it. This one also a new release and kind of the same deal with Stronger With You Powerfully, actually. It was kind of funny because they were all being announced at the same time. Like this one, and the One Eau de Parfum. And all three of them in their marketing was basically just like, hey, they're really friggin' strong. And so it becomes apparent to me that most likely we're gonna see more of that. Because if you had 3 big releases all in a row, all of them really hyping up, you know, power, power, power. It just seems like that's gonna be, for the next little bit, one of the main focal points of these brands, for better or worse. The only thing that you don't want is for these brands to concentrate so much on just making everything insanely overjacked that they lose subtlety and nuance, like I kind of talked about before. Sometimes you can find really beautiful things in fragrances as they evolve and change on your skin. Little things that poke in and pop out. Little wafts, little things you find around the edges of the scent, things that pop up in the air and not up close, stuff like that. You know, lots of little different things. I don't want it to become something where everything they pop out is just, hey, you see that sledgehammer over there?
Yes, I do.
Good. Grab that and smash them in the effing face with it. Because if that's what every fragrance becomes, then you kind of lose that, you know what I mean? It's kind of like film, stick with me, I know it's kind of stupid. But if every single movie, I'm talking every movie that comes out is like a Michael Bay film, and it's just explosions and more explosions and more explosions, roll credits, which maybe some of you out there are like, oh, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But if that was everything, you know, there's no comedies, there's no horror movies, there's no dramas, there's nothing, it's just explosions. That's it. After a while you go, yeah, I've seen this one before, kind of tired of it. But I get it, they want to sell. So a quick rundown on this fragrance. Obviously it is right there in the one line. So you're gonna be able to tie this one to the original and the One Eau de Parfum. It's got orange in here, it has labdanum, it's got tobacco. Also amber, nutmeg, patchouli, among other notes. So it is gonna be a Parfum edition, basically taking the existing style, the existing DNA, giving it a little more deepness, richness, depth, texture, maybe slightly more mature compared to the Eau de Parfum, but done extremely well with really nice longevity, all things considered, because for the longest time, the one was known to be weak. Then we got this Yacht Club. This one is by Gulf Orchid. So this one smells similar to 40 Knots by Xerjoff, and this is also one of the, I would say probably one of the lesser known Gulf Orchid / Maison Asrar fragrances. So as far as the note breakdown from the brand, I think this one is like leather, violet, and honey, touch of citrus, and then incense and labdanum / amber. In terms of longevity, it's pretty good, not amazing. Projection is more moderate, and that is after maturation. Let's get that mixed up. Now, if you've never smelled 40 knots, I know that the first thing to think would be, oh, it's gonna be an aquatic fragrance. And I mean, this one called Yacht Club, it's all decked out in blue. You may think the same thing. I did technically already say the notes, but yeah. Interestingly enough, 40 knots is often compared to the smell of Dior's Ambr&eacute. So, you know, it's more of an ambery scent profile than anything else. And price-wise, this being a Gulf Orchid, typically more affordable than the Maison Raw fragrances. Quality on this one, really nice, especially at that price point of, you know, 25 bucks or so. So if you're looking for an affordable alternative to 40 knots, this one, very, very well done. Luna Rossa Black, that's one of my favorites. I like it a lot, it's pretty good. I'm gonna spray it right now because I like it. Oh, yeah. Oh. Kind of getting in a little bit of an ambery flow right here, an ambery flow state. So yeah, amber. Also tonka, actually a lot of tonka, more tonka than anything I'd say. Angelica as well, it has a little hint of citrus, not much, bergamot. Also patchouli and musk. Note breakdown, really simple. I guess more complex than a lot of note breakdowns nowadays, but it was very simple when it came out. And I always say, this one smells similar to Midnight in Paris, rest in peace. Bulgari Black, rest in peace, with a hint, a smidge, a sprinkle of Luna Rossa Sport. So kind of like those three fragrances if they were three men and a baby. That's an old movie. That's an old movie. That's before my time. But yeah, it's like Midnight in Paris, Bulgari Black, and little smidge of that Luna Rossa Sport. Deep, mysterious, just the right amount of sweet, a little dusty. Also, you know, like a touch of powder in there, but I like a little bit of powder in my fragrances from time to time, and this is one of the best. Okay, Brioni, Intense up next. It does have a magnetic cap, so that's pretty good. I don't know if it's as good as that one, but you know, at least it has one. All right, now check it out. This fragrance is not gonna be for absolutely everybody, okay? I gotta say that right off the top. I love the opening to this. I think the opening is electric. I don't know why electric, that's just what popped into my head. It's got tangerine, it has bergamot, it has apple, so it's sweet, it's fruity, it's fresh, but it also has a little dark edge to it, which I guess you would expect because it's in this decked out, blacked out bottle. Saffron is in here, so it's gonna help with that sweetness off the top, a little extra bit of that. Pink pepper, and then oud. Yeah, it has oud in the base. Along with vanilla and ambroxan, strangely enough. You know, you see all these other notes and it's all classy, and they're like, yeah, let's put a little ambroxan in there. Yeah, what are they gonna do? They're gonna stop us? I don't think so, put it in there. So the oud here is not like dirty. You know, it's not a dirty oud. It's more just your more typical, slightly dark, spiced woodiness, you know. If you can pick this up for a good price from discounters, I think it absolutely crushes in terms of the value that you get. It is gonna be another one though that appeals more to guys in their mid-20s and up. Like if you were a teenager, you buy that, you're probably gonna think, it's not really that good. Age a little bit, you're gonna think it's awesome. And you gotta show a little love to this. Jazz Club. Now, Jazz Club has never been like my most favoritist thing in the world. It does smell really good. It's just for a time there, I felt like the Replica fragrances were getting hyped to the point that it was like they're untouchable, unbelievably, insanely good fragrances that everyone will love. And it's like the hype just kept building and building to the point where it was like, yo, we gotta stop this hype. It's a little bit too much. But it is really good. So there is that. So with this, there is tobacco, there's vanilla, it's got rum, got a little booze in there. Technically they have heady cocktails and cigars as the fragrance description. You also have vetiver and some resinous notes in here as well. It is not crazy strong, at least not as strong as you may think when you see those notes and see the coloration and everything like that. It is a little bit slightly more subtle, but it has a really nice gourmandy touch to it. It's cozy, you know, really nice evening fragrance, especially around the holidays. And even though it has been hyped to the moon and back, it is still very, very good for fall and winter time, and women generally love this stuff. All right, the giveaway, here it is, you see it. It's this, but it's in there, and it's wrapped. How long have I had this thing? So it's made in March 2025, so it's pre-aged for you. If you wanna be entered in the giveaway for the fragrance, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, you know. Let me know in that comment which is your entry into the giveaway. What is your favorite, like warm, sweet fragrance, yeah. I don't care, whatever it is for you. I will pick a winner with random comment picker, post it up on the post tab of the YouTube channel. If you're the winner, hit me up. I will ship this little bro right here out to you. Good luck. All right, I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.